But the bigger problem that I have to address is that most of your points are points that you already made in previous videos talking about Teen Titans Go. Which makes bringing it up in this video completely fucking pointless. I mean seriously, if this video isn't about Teen Titans Go, you could have spent 5 minutes at most talking about it. But nope, you spent half the fucking video doing just that.
Citations needed. Throughout the 7 minutes he talks about Teen Titans Go, he never brings up the quality of his show outside of inferring that the show is going through a writing burnout due to the writers having to push a new episode out on a weekly basis with no break, and does so while comparing the show's airing with SpongeBob in seasons 6 and 7. You have shown you're capable of bringing clips to your commentary, yet here you conveniently leave them out just to say that him bringing up Teen Titans Go in such a manner is pointless when he is merely bringing it up as evidence that Cartoon Network has stopped caring. Even if he was bringing up repeated points against the show, this context is inherently different than it would have been in the previous Teen Titans Go reviews, as in the context to those, these criticisms would have been pointed at the show in the context of just the show as a whole, whereas here it's in context to the bigger picture of the entire network. This would make his complaints similar, but not exactly the same as pointing criticisms to a singular show would just simply show how Enter would think the show can be changed for the better. Whereas here, the complaints would be how the network as a whole is failing. If you do not see the difference, then there is a problem with you.
I will say this, even if something is good, airing the same thing over and over again is bad. I wouldn't want that for my favorite movies or shows ever.
Then don't fucking watch it! Look, we live in the year 2017. Watching the shows that you wanna watch has never been easier. There are countless of services you can use such as Netflix and Hulu to watch whatever the hell you want. Sure, Teen Titans Go airing all the time can be annoying, but it's easily fucking avoidable by not watching the Cartoon Network while the show is on. It's really that fucking simple.
You are completely dodging the issue. Just because there are alternative methods to watching shows you want to watch, doesn't negate the fact that rerunning the same thing over and over again is not healthy for the network from a creator standpoint. Enter's issue is with the fact that Teen Titans Go airs on the network so often that it overshadows the other shows the channel has, which, regardless of if there is other alternative methods or not, is still a problem with the network in Enter's eyes. This is effectively telling someone that because they have a problem with your presentation in how you suddenly wind up with bedhead after a jump cut that they shouldn't watch your content. That dodges the criticism as a whole and does nothing of the problem still being there. To put it another way, take out the idea that Netflix and Hulu exist and only look at the network by itself. Would you be able to tell him his problem with the channel and network is void for a different reason? If the answer is no, then Enter's criticism towards how often they play Teen Titans Go is perfectly valid, is it not?
Back in the day, Cartoon Network used to have, every Thanksgiving they would marathon The Iron Giant, all day, 24 hours. And I always hated Cartoon Network on Thanksgiving because of this. I love The Iron Giant, but in one day I would want to see that movie maybe once, maybe twice, like 12 hours apart. But I would not want to watch that for 3, 4, the 12 times that they aired it in a row.
Okay, why the hell would you watch television for over 5 hours straight anyway? When you watch television for over 5 hours straight, that should be a sign that you watch it far too fucking much.
Once again, you are dodging the issue. This time with something borderline ad hominem. Do you actually care to address an issue with Enter's criticism of Cartoon Network airing The Iron Giant on repeat all Thanksgiving? I guess given what we see so far, the answer isn't likely.
Going back to the your new favorite show advertisement, how could that come across as anything but insulting to its general viewers and make Teen Titans Go even more hated than it already was?
It's just a fucking slogan, get the fuck over it. It's not meant to be taken literally. It's like complaining about Best Buy and calling it Worst Buy because you don't think it's a very good show.
Teen Titans Go is a hit now, sure, but trends fade and tastes evolve. The kids that it panders to are growing up. It's been on the air for 4 years now. Sooner or later, the first generation audience of the show is going to be, in its own words, too old for cartoons. Episodes like Return of Slade aren't just insulting, they go against the concepts of longevity. Teen Titans Go is not designed to stick around. Then again, maybe we shouldn't care about Teen Titans Go or anything that happens to it, because Cartoon Network doesn't care about it. They don't care about any of their cartoons, especially Teen Titans Go. Going back to the your new favorite show advertisement, how could that come across as anything but insulting to its general viewers and make Teen Titans Go even more hated than it already was? And then there's the episodes that insult the critics. At this point, they're just tiring. I could rant, and I have, and there are reviews of me doing that. But I'm just tired of them. The team for Teen Titans Go is able to get away with a lot. Like, more than you'd see in most shows. Yeah, The Simpsons occasionally takes a swipe at Fox. That happens so much as a running gag. But they don't exactly make entire episodes devoted to attacking their viewers, or a viewer's perception of things, and when they get a little bit in that territory with episodes like That 90s Show, they're reprimanded for it by their audiences. What I get from these episodes like The Return of Slade and The Fourth Wall, it just showcases an outstanding level of apathy on the side of the executives. Just make more of it, more quickly. We don't care what you do or how you do it. Just make it cheaply, with identifiable characters that we can sell toys with. I can't wait until Teen Titans goes The Splinter or A Pal for Gary or One Course Meal. It's an inevitability at this point.
When looking at the full context to what he talks about around this statement, it's clear that what he's getting at isn't just the slogan itself. It's the fact that the slogan is connected to a show the network itself does not care about in the slightest, and giving it the subtitle, Your Favorite Show, pushes it onto its viewers instead as an excuse to air more of the show at such a rapid rate with the minimum amount of quality put into it. On top of that, when you assume a show that you don't even care about is your young audience's favorite show, it comes off as an attempt to insult their intelligence, as it implies that the audience can't think for themselves. If you can manage to convince your impressionable audience that Teen Titans Go is their favorite show, there would be no need to put an effort on other shows, and you can just push the one marketable show onto them forever. Yes, at the end of the day, it is just a slogan, but it's a slogan with a lot of underlining implications to it that Enter takes issue with, that he even brings up within the video. Really, at the end of the day though, the slogan is merely a footnote to the overall problem Enter has with Teen Titans Go dominating the channel, and thus isn't really a place to interject with a point against. You doing so only really shows me that your early clarification that you do not hate the mysterious Mr. Enter might not have been exactly truthful. Furthermore, your comparison to Best Buy is equally a problem, as Best Buy is a store name brand that is trying to get you to buy at their markets. It is expected for a store to shill itself out to you, as the whole purpose of the store is to get you to shop there. That shouldn't, at least according to Enter, be the intent of a children's cartoon, and it's certainly not the intent of a network like Cartoon Network, whose original intent was to give animated productions a platform to air. Enter does eventually bring this back up during the segment of him talking about the Powerpuff Girls, but basically, Cartoon Network is not a toy company. They're an animation network. If they are solely putting out shows to sell merchandise to children, and in turn are actively pushing a lot of their other cartoons on the back burner to give that merchandise seller all of the limelight, there is an issue with Cartoon Network's priorities.
And then there's the episodes that insult the critics. At this point, they're just tiring. I could rant, and I have, and there are reviews of me doing that. But I'm just tired of them. The team for Teen Titans Go is able to get away with a lot. Like, more than you'd see in most shows. Yeah, The Simpsons occasionally takes a swipe at Fox. That happens so much as a running gag. But they don't exactly make entire episodes devoted to attacking their viewers.
I don't see how Teen Titans Go making fun of the critics is scummy in any way. Do you want to know why they don't take any of the criticism that they get seriously? I will tell you why. Because most of the complaining about Teen Titans Go is very illogical.
This doesn't exactly help your case. They don't have to take the criticism seriously. No one ever said they had to. However, Teen Titans Go deliberately goes out of its way to attack those who do have criticisms of the show, showing more of an immaturity to the likes of criticism. However, with what Enter brings up following this statement is that it shows him personally, that Cartoon Network does not care about any of the shows they air, including the very one that they push out there for several hours a day. When a network doesn't care about any of the shows they put out, Would you not see that as an issue either? Because all it shows Enter is that they want to just push out as much as they can to sell toys instead of actually treat their audience, or their creators, with any sort of respect. The overall problems persist throughout Blaze the Movie fans' commentary. He dodges the point, claims that Enter cannot criticize something because it's overblown when he does it, later says that the creators don't need to listen to criticisms because it's their show. Which, if I can be honest, worries me as to why Blaze is even doing commentaries to begin with, as that can be applied back at him, and misses overarching points Enter makes against Cartoon Network. Honestly, at this point I don't care to slog through the rest of this video, as repeating myself does not seem like fun. Blaze, I honestly don't understand how this many points can fly over your head in merely 10 minutes, much less the 20 that the full video runs for. Don't try lying to us that you don't dislike Enter when this commentary exists. Most of your points are arbitrary at best, with you constantly harping on Enter's case for the most minuscule of things. I'm not entirely sure I can explain to you how you can improve your listening skills, but what I can tell you is, just because it's a typically easy target that everyone and their mothers have criticized and targeted for successful responses, doesn't mean that everyone who covers them will automatically be successful. There's quite a number of people I see like that. People who only do videos on easy targets because they're easy, and in turn, wind up coming up with the most flimsy of points that render themselves void once you watch the original video and comprehend the whole contexts. Typically I see it with Pokemon related videos, but because I barely care about Pokemon, this was the next best thing. Anyway, this is Pink Robot powering down. Until next time.